sense a connection between us.
Missing middle. Excellent idea.
With my things.
Little golden bounty runes.
They want to play aggressive with Enchantress. If they use Tusk, block the creep wave. Also, Enchantress has Orb of Venom to Fairy Fire, so that gives her the survivability. There's no burst damage on side of OG, so it's going to be really hard to take her down.
So it's going to be S4 Lesh against Patos Tiny. As the Tiny starts top, Mango Stout Shield, and an aggressive tri-lane being set up by Kinguin. Exotic Deer, El Lesage, and Katzor here on the Ench Tusk. And Rubik, mid lane Nisha DP, going to be the final hero there in the draft, as Jirak spots out the Rubik for now. He's going for a semi-bottle rush, a couple of pool tangos, a couple of fairy fires, and an obs ward. Should be getting close to that bottle reasonably soon, as Exotic Deer contesting here with the Tusk. Enchantress grabs the bounty rune under the nose of this Razor, who's trying to get these whip cracks in. And the bear, can you body block? Can you get the damage done? The Enchantress trying to sprint away with 2 fairy fires to her name.
343 against 330.
She seems okay. What does that end up being? A 3 for 2. 3 for 2, idiot. 5, yeah, 5 bounty runes. 3 for 1. Radiant. OG, they get 3 bounty runes, but Exotic Deer being chased all the way around the map. Should be forced to TP. Or is he just gonna deny to tower? Okay, fair enough. TP from the Razor back down towards bottom, where the lane has been frozen. So that's one of the most awkward starts to a game I've seen in several years.
That's a Kinguin right there. So everyone gets 120 gold. By everyone, I mean probably just Wisp and Razor. I'm never sure about that.
That's a bug. That's a lot of money, you know. 600 gold. It's quite a lot. Seb, taking a bit of a beating there from the Enchantress with that Orb of Venom. Did manage to steal back 50 damage for now. But a dual lane against a tri-lane in which OG seem like they can still farm reasonably well. They just have to be careful with their positioning.
They can rotate Witch Doctor to the bottom lane, but look at the top lane already. They're pushing in, but Tiny did a good job tossing the 3 to get the creep wave. They're going to zone him out.
Yeah, completely. Fly is level 2 already. The Witch Doctor has Maledict. And then bottom lane, you have this tri-lane that's trying to play aggressively, but the fact that Jirax is here with his
top lane, this could be a first blood Maledict. Yeah, definitely. He's gonna die.
Patos pops. Down he goes. That's what past the line between the tier 1, tier 2, near his tier 2, being chased by a Witch Doctor and a Leshrac. Massive amounts of damage for them. But yeah, this bottom lane, the fact that you've got 3 heroes down here and you're not really pressuring the Razor. Your Enchantress has 0 last hits, now gets her first one of the game. It feels like the aggro tri-lane has failed. At what point do you say this is enough?
This is a really weak tri-lane. That's the exact same thing that they did when they played against Boogie +4 lineup. They have really weird drafts. I can't find too much sense, especially when they run the tri-lane.
Oh, is this a dead Enchantress? Oh, barely. Seb gets the kill, so in a 2v3, they come out with an advantage. 3-0 from OG so far in this game. As Jirax on this IO just keeping this Razor alive through everything. And you know, I'm looking at this aggressive tri-lane and wondering when they give up. But I think they're probably waiting for level 2, right? If level 2 on Tusk, level 2 on Rubik, they get that extra bit of disable, but also the extra bit of damage from something like Fade Bolt. Then maybe they can look for kills. But this lane it's just gotten out of hand far too quickly. You've got a level 3 Razor already.
Yeah, he has 1 point in Unstable Current. They have a good kill potential now with the Tether Slow as well. They are winning all 3 lanes. 14-7 against 8-2 on a mid lane. And top lane, this is just not the Tiny game. Look at him.
He's running and hiding. He's going to try and farm the... Yeah, Fly is dragging the camp away to try and make sure Tiny doesn't get any easy CS or any easy pull across. Fly making his life a living hell up in that top lane. As he looks towards mid, how is this going so well for No Tail? I mean, Spirit Bear gives you an extra hero to last hit, but Nisha's struggling.
Well, he has 100 damage combined, while Nisha has 70-80, actually.
70,
top lane.
70-80?
70-80, yeah, that's way too much damage.
That's a big number.
Tiny, one more tick, he's gonna be fine.
30 health is what remains. So Kinguin, they've left Exotic Deer down bottom alone for now. The two supports with TPs ready, they're kind of waiting in. I mean, I've done this move before, and I know it's not ideal, but you're kind of in fountain wondering, what lane do we go to? How do we help? What action can we make happen? And they're trying to aim in potentially on mid with a level 2 Tusk. No Tail, 700 HP max, but down to 500 as he has been chipped away at as the snowball comes in onto the bear and they finish it off. But here's Fly with the cask. Will bounce once back to the DP, but that's a good little snipe there. Spirit Bear down, 300 gold experience. Goes the way of Kinguin.
They didn't even bother to go for a hero. Also, I think OG lost a little bit of vision. Otherwise, that cask would hit better and they could get 2-man Maledict and maybe get a kill with Lucky Root. Yeah.
Like maybe if No Tail had stayed up on the high ground, but you could definitely feel that he was a little afraid. His top lane, S4, Avatos. He's got 7 wand and a salve. With the IO here, he's looking to turn around. Jirax sprinting forward with little spirits going, and Patos in so much trouble. Cask, split earth, and here comes the Maledict from Fly. A couple of taps from the Leshrac, put the snowball in, trying to turn the tide to this fight. Patos still dropping low, and this IO keeping S4 alive through it all. Split earth won't quite land as Elder still trying to angle in towards these Radiant heroes. Fly left alone to his own devices, but he's got another cask ready. He's lifted back in, and he's going to stun up the Rubik here. Bouncing around, Maledict forward, but it looks like Jirax and S4 potentially having enough of this top lane shenanigans.
He has no boots. This lightning cooldown is so low. 4 seconds. You can just keep spamming it. Has mana boots, level 3 lightning. That's a lot of slow and damage.
Yeah, especially onto multiple heroes like Rubik and Tusk. With the Tiny there, all kind of near a creep wave, bouncing around and getting that damage in. Leshrac, a very strong hero. 28 and 15 for S4. I mean, you just look at the top 3 CS on the board. It's green. It's all green.
Yeah, look at their denies. They have more than 30 denies combined.
Pretty big. Fly and Jirax, again, just these 2 floating supports. They're moving from lane to lane. There's no one spotting them or trying to ruin their game. And with a cask, Maledict with the little orbs from Io, well, they don't connect. So Nisha, for now, will be able to back up. But that's a DP forced out of lane, and you've already got a lone Druid who is absolutely slaying. He'll continue this free farm in the mid lane. Get close to that Helm of the Dominator, which is, what, like 400 gold away? 7-minute, 8-minute Helm of the Dominator here. For the lone Druid.
They're gonna need to get level 6 on a DP and maybe try to get the rotation. She is the most farmed hero for them. Bottom lane, Enchantress still level 4. That hero does not do anything until she hits level 6, unless you just dominate the lane from the start.
Nisha, even with a DD rune. Scared and afraid, back behind the tower. I mean, one lone Druid entangle and Death Prophet potentially in trouble. Nisha still just trying to get to that level 6. There's the root, damage being done. No Tail on about half HP.
Oh, top lane, nice play. They tossed him back, but Io, can he keep him alive?
Oh man, is S4 surviving? Oh, he's going to dive to the tower hit, isn't he? Barely, but Patos trading back. One more tap. Jirax will secure.
Oh, he had Bracer in a backpack instead of Clarity. That would keep him alive. Nice play. Toss back to the tower. They're gonna get Io as well. A little bit too confident, too aggressive on the top lane.
Just a little bit from OG. And Kinguin exploiting that over-eagerness quite nicely with their 2 supports. As Fly's Witch Doctor really is just roaming around. Moves mid, moves bot, looking for action wherever he goes. And maybe if Sev had a bit more mana here, they could go for that Enchantress kill. But for now, it is just a Void Stone. Has found Exotic Deer, though, with this static link. And Witch Doctor backstabbing from the north. Exotic Deer, Cask, Maledict. A couple of taps here from Razor. Should be able to secure this. He does so much damage. 168 stolen, but they have been fogged. Enchantress back in the jungle as top lane. S4 diving for Katzor. Looking for the kill on Rubik, but he's found a nice little hidey hole. The land the stun, though. Nisha down to half HP immediately. Pops the Exorcism, and this is a risky maneuver, but S4 is all alone. And comes the IO to save the day, but it won't be enough. Jirax trades away his life, and they get nothing in return.
Again, way too deep. They're diving for Rubik, but then they didn't decide not to even get a kill on him. Meanwhile, they're still getting a lot from their other lanes, mid lane, Enchantress. in trouble, but they're just relying on the right clicks. Pretty hard kill to get. She is level 6 right now, so she's gonna be more annoying.
Level 3 untouchable, and with that impetus damage available, there you see No Tail. Big chunk of his damage gone, and of course Enchantress up against this Helm of the Dominator just steals the little creep away. Gets an outwolf for herself. Shard's not quite on the mark there from Elasash. Still pops a raindrop and forces No Tail back in the jungle.
Since they were moving a lot with the supports and they try land at the start, Tiny is playing from behind and there's no stacks for him. He's gonna have trouble coming back into the game. This is gonna be really late mobility item. Either Blink Dagger or a Shadow Blade. Maybe a Shadow Blade would be a better choice this game, because you want to cut into backlines, try to kill Io before he can cast any spells, but it's more costly, so he could go for a Blink Dagger instead.
Just try and get the jump onto some of these OG heroes. Elasash and Nisha going for a smoke up towards top lane. Exorcism ready again in 10 seconds. As S4 falls across the wave to clear and cut the dire creeps, but he is being attacked from this angle. Nisha, silence forward, DP. There's a snowball and a shard, but Elasash again is off the mark.
Yeah.
They turn around. Nisha potentially in trouble here. That Maledict is going to do huge amounts of damage. It is level 2, but the toss back in. Exorcism out. And Leshrac down as Fly. Oh, dearie me. Jirak's unable to save his mates there, and Nisha survives through the Maledict damage. Just barely.
Even though they are losing the heroes 6-5 now for Kinguin, they're still leading and keep getting the advantage in terms of gold from OG side. Oh, No Tail.
Came in from behind, did he?
Yeah, he came from behind but had invis as well.
Well, toss back. He's in on this tier 1, but a quick Savage Roar and a root onto Patos. Aya relocating in. Is he bringing S4? Leshrac is here, ready to rock and roll. It's Patos. Oh, he's going to be turned into rubble, it looks like. Poor little Tiny. Can't really escape from these lads, can he?
This level 1 Pulse Nova deals a ton of damage, 100 damage per second. And he has enough mana with the mana boots of his own, plus Wisp.
And the int changes now. He's got a huge mana pool.
Yes.
It's all lovely stuff. Oh, they killed No Tail. Nisha and Elasash coming in. Sniping through. Katzel's going to spot S4. Telekinesis up, but I don't think they've got the follow through here, especially with an Io nearby.
They were fighting all the time, so there's no vision placed from Kinguin. Elasash has 3 observer wards. Okay, there is 1. My bad.
They have one. Oh yeah, they have 1 ward. But it always feels bad when you've got a support that's just holding on to obs wards, knowing that they would love to go and place them. But all of these smokes, they've been angled very shallow, right? The smokes have kind of cut from mid lane to this area here, and they've not really been cutting deep into the radiant side of the map anywhere. No pressure on the towers as of yet from Kinguin either.
Exactly. I love the build on Seb. 7 Mad, or whatever we want to call him. Another kill on Jarex.
And they're chasing S4 as well. Katsor and Nisha coming back into this game strong. Kinguin are finding the pickoffs. Yeah, you looked at that early lead from OG and you're thinking, oh god, here we go again. But some really very swift moves, and obviously OG with a little bit of over-aggression here against Kinguin, giving away unnecessary kills.
They're still farming well. They did not use the Razor to his full potential. I said that I like the item build on him. He went for Power Threads because he's playing against Enchantress, especially in the lane. He wants to have the most attack speed he can get. Also, the more popular Yule Scepter build, which gives you enough mana. You want to spam those plasma fields so you can keep up with the farm. Also, you use Static Link, heal someone up, so that's guaranteed around 150 damage stolen.
It's just better drums, right? That's the way I see it.
It gives you the move speed as well. So
TP cancel, move speed, mana.
Yeah.
Bless Eternal Envy for showing us the way.
Thank you, Envy.
It is absolutely glorious. Enchantress, we've already seen her steal these Helm of the Dominator creeps away from No Tail. Exotic Deer could just grab another one as well, as we are having refreshments.
Love that sound. I put a can near the mic. Rubik will go down on the top lane. Maledict plus that Static Link with the Yule Scepter.
Absolutely. Oh dear, S4, that's him dead, isn't it? Absolutely demolished. Nisha, again, popping Exorcism for these kills. They're getting pickoffs here and there, but for once, Kinguin are able to maybe transfer that Exorcism into a bit of tower damage in the mid lane, and that's exactly what Nisha goes towards. 4 staff up for the DP, so they have that maneuverability now, at least on one of their core heroes.
Yeah, he wants to push out someone who's being static linked. A lot when people itemize well in the game, adapting to what needs to be done, thinking out of the box instead of just buying the suggested items or Dota Plus, whatever, Tortellini guides.
I mean, there was an 83% chance she buys Yule Scepter there, but she went for 4 staff. It's the low percentage play, but I think you're right. It's going to work
because
out.
they have no lockdown. They're relying on either Witch Doctor Cask or Lashrak stun, and even if you get stunned, she can just use it defensively on whoever gets stunned by those two.
Absolutely. And speaking of drums and Yule Scepter and how similar they can be, Lashrak has gone for drums instead of a Yule's, at least for now, to tank up a little bit more, as we obviously saw him with that bracer earlier on. But No Tail's bottom, he is being stalked. A number of dire heroes in the area as S4 cancels his TP, going for a fight top lane. Seb is there in deep, looking for Katsor, but a quick TP from Nisha. And down goes the Razor. The rest of OG, they've arrived, they've relocated, they want to go in, but I don't think they can. Jirax has got to be very careful as that Plasma Field Fade Bolt takes him out of the game. OG, what's happening? Down towards bottom, Elisach has been picked up, it looks like. No chance to snowball as it's on cooldown still. No Tail takes the streak away from him.
Kinguin's doing a good job punishing OG for their mistakes. Decision making from OG after the, let's say, 7-8 minute mark was not that good. Maybe I just expected more because they were so far ahead. Gold lead 2k at this point, so Tiny still 1,000 gold away from a Blink Dagger, 16 minutes in, but he's involved in 8 kills. He was the one tossing back to the tower.
Oh. Exotic Deer. I'm not sure a Witch Doctor is the target you go on there. Looked like an easy kill. It looked so tasty. But Enchantress against Maledict Death Ward, it doesn't care about your untouchable. It is going to absolutely destroy you. Nisha, 4 staffs away. S4 realizes and animation cancels that stun. Bottom lane again. Cancel Blink. He's got a Blink Dagger on Rubik at 16.5 minutes. Deary me. Ahead of his Tiny and net worth, but they are still unable to catch the No Tail Lone Druid. Speedily away.
Yeah, Katsor always plays really good Rubik. He doesn't die too much. We've seen it yesterday as well. Had 15-minute mana boots and Blink as well. Well, they prioritize his farm.
Give him that money. Kinguin, where are you going? Oh, tossing Enchantress in. Fly. Looks like he's about to die in the river area. But yet again, Kinguin, another pick-off with no conversion into a tower. Tier 1 mid still standing strong. And that's something that you do have to praise OG on, right? Is that every one of these lanes is reaching a tower on the enemy side. Mid is at tier 2. Top is at tier 1. They take it. Bottom, tier 1. Dropping low. Kinguin, they're always having to react to what OG is doing and very rarely are in a position where they're able to do their own plans.
Yeah, most of the time it's just OG who's making decisions. And Kinguin is just adapting, but they've done a good job so far, especially DP. She's been involved in many of their kills, popping the Exorcism when it's needed.
Let's move bottom. It's on to No Tail, who still is at 1,000 HP. And with that entangling claws onto Nisha, well, they don't get the follow through, but at least they'll find the Tiny. Patos tries to swing back with his big old tree, but it doesn't have enough wood for both of them, as Io and Lashrak both perfectly safe. Swing up towards top, where the tier 2 has taken a huge chunk of damage there. Razor with almost 120 stolen. Well, mid lane, Exotic Deer, he's going for fly again.
Invis.
He's going for fly again. Can he Maledict? Can he Death Ward? He's going to go for the Invis, but unfortunately...
Wait, what?
Not available. I don't know. Did Enchantress deny it?
I did not see if she denied it.
Honestly, I blinked, and I don't know what happened. Legitimately, I blinked and I missed it. S4 dies down at bottom. Exotic Deer with a double kill as he TPs from that top rune spot down. The fight against No Tail as well. Snowball in, Patos toss, and triple kill for Enchantress gained. As Kinguin Momentum building.
So I'm just
I know, I don't understand
stunned.
how.
What happened there? Why didn't he pick the invis? Either she denied it because I didn't see. I was expecting him to pick it up,
Like,
or maybe she dispelled the invis. If that's even possible, but
yes,
I'm not sure.
Yes, it is. She dispelled the invis with enchant. That's freaking glorious, dude. We're testing that in the lobby later on. We'll find out for sure.
I mean, it's a basic dispel, and there's a fade time.
Yeah.
So
Makes
it
sense.
can be dispelled, but I think he used enchant before that. So that's why I'm stunned.
We'll check the replay. Oh, fine.
They still need a lot of farm to get the Radiance up. 100 gold from Sacred Relic. Oh, S4.
Poor Leshrac.
He has been the target this whole game.
And fly as well. Another quick double kill there for Kinguin. But my goodness. Leshrac, telekinesis toss. He spent more time up in the air than he did down on the ground as a Yule stepped in now. DP is there moving forward, and they've got a set up for the IO. Trying to come in and save the day. They do get the Rubik in the end, but Jirax looks like he is down and out. Maybe not with the mech, the wand. Can he get himself away with the nice little relocate home? Somehow survives with all of this utility. He's got the cloak helping out immensely.
Yeah, you can buy a cloak because you don't need the boots anymore on IO. Look at him. So tanky. Mech, urn. They could maybe upgrade an urn to Spirit Vessel right now if possible. The mitigates a lot of healing coming out from the Dead Prophet, Enchantress as well. Let's see. Yeah, Lash still struggling. He has that drums, but no item progression. Get it around 10-minute mark, mana boots and the drum of endurance. Just bought vitality booster.
Who's casting? What's happening? Oh, that poor illusion. Very dead.
I don't think OG is gonna make move at all because they have really bad gank setup. Another toss back from Patos.
Oh dear, S4 again lifted up. Nisha with this level 2 exorcism, they are desperate for objectives. It should be a tier 1 and maybe even Roshan here as Seb up in the air. Your scepter of his own still ready to go. And they glyph up their tower for now. Looks like Razor heading into a BKB. Helm of the Dominator creep moving forward, and Chant still ready here for Exotic Deer. Council blinks aggressively, opens things up for Patos with the Avatar. Seb in the mix of everybody, but he uses up. Nice little play here from OG as they maneuver forward, looking for the DP. Damage is being racked up here as the Razor sprints forward, looking for a target. But Kinguin, they are able to get themselves a little bit further away from the action. It'll just be Ellisash that is left high and dry by the rest of his squad. But that is a reasonable exchange there for Kinguin once again.
Yeah, they have no catch. That's the problem from OG's lineup. They're gonna be great when they group up as 5. They just need that Radiance, a lot of tower damage. Look at the sustain. You have a Wisp with the mech, plus a tether, and then you have Witch Doctor with the heal, which is gonna scale really well into the mid game.
Where's Jirax off to now? We're just gonna sit with Razor. Babysit Seb. Keep him nice and comfy. S4 inside the Roshan pit. I'm not sure what he's looking for as No Tail still a little bit of gold. Oh, there we go. Finds a bounty rune and that's his Radiance done. 23 minutes, Helm and Radiance, and it looks like OG going for the actual Roshan kill here.
They want to force a fight. They know DP Exorcism is down and they can fight. So if Kinguin wants to take this fight, they're probably gonna lose. They're not gonna even bother, or they don't know about it.
Yeah, and they've shown 3 heroes down bottom, 4 now with the Enchantress popping her head.
Yeah, I think Lash should pick it up.
Give it to S4. No Tail seems very tanky. Jirax and Fly obviously not going to be the ones to grab it, and there we have it. S4 with the Aegis of the Immortal on that Leshrac. Tier 2 bottom is taken as a trade there for Kinguin though, so money still flowing into the Polish boys' pockets. We were once almost up to a 6,000 net worth lead. Now it is dipping back and trending towards 0 as high ground being pushed. Kinguin forcing TPs to return to the Radiant base. Top lane, Seb still shoving in that top wave. Does have no tail in the vicinity as well if things get a little bit messy.
They need that BKB on the Razor so he can be in the fights without being afraid of anything. He's tanky enough so he doesn't need to be tethered. They should probably just tether Lash or Lone Druid. Lash has an Aegis, so probably Lone Druid, if he is the one who's being focused. They're gonna smoke up immediately. They want to seek a fight right now. I see a lot of Rubiks who just keep null-filled defensively.
Yeah.
Most of the players just use it offensively and switch sometimes if they're the ones who are being attacked. This is the problem with our lineup. They can't catch anyone. They're gonna need to group up as 5 and siege tier 2, tier 3 towers. Just try to find a fight because they can't gank.
I mean,
by gank, I mean gank. Yeah.
I liked it. You shouldn't have tried to correct yourself. It was nice little floral pronunciation of gank there. It was very good. Every lane's pushing against Kinguin. How do they get out of this base? Like bot lane, I'm just watching this bear, honestly. This is obnoxious as hell. Cutting waves with Radiance. Top lane shoved, mid lane on tier 2. And Kinguin once again having to react and deal with what OG are throwing at them. As this Spirit Bear goes to work. And a relatively simple tier 2 take there for OG. As they get themselves out of the vicinity right here. So we do have this Purge creep for Lone Druid. And he's been choosing to pick these up quite often. What are we looking to dispel or purge here? Is there anything in particular? Just going to be about that slow.
Rabbit. That's dispellable.
Dispel it from himself.
No, I mean Enchantress can't dispel it, but what can they dispel? You can dispel Yule Scepter.
Yeah.
You can dispel Silence on a Wisp. That would be good.
A couple of little uses. Oh, S4. Aegis still in hand, and the turnaround coming in with the Maledict damage. Can they bring down Nisha? That's a big Spirit Siphon, but the Force Staff the wrong way. She's been put back in with a bouncing stuns. Down they go. Tusker DP absolutely shredded with Exotic Deer down to the low ground. They'll chase forward, and Leshrac, who doesn't care about Untouchable. He's all about the magic damage, and Seb will get a double kill, continuing that streak. 6-1 and 2 on this Razor as 3 dead for Kinguin. High ground pushes are coming, and Leshrac still with Aegis of the Immortal, 17 Bloodstone charges, and high ground they go.
That cask plus a Death Ward. That's the problem with Kinguin's lineup. They don't have enough damage. One thing, Gary, all of them have a 4-step. This is not 4 4-steps. This is 5 4-steps lineup.
All of them?
Exactly.
Oh wow, so they do. These guys really don't like static link, do they? They want to get the hell away from
Yeah, but who's going to deal the damage if you have 5 4-steps?
I don't know.
You can actually push one of the heroes from tier 3 tower to your own Fontaine with 5 4-steps.
Just get him in. Get him into the fountain. There's a Savage Roar Tiny. He's going. He's getting along. He's freaking drifting all over the place. Initial T. Patos going for the big drift. Buys back into the game. Elder Sash Tusk will try and return to battle, but mid lane, Melee Rax 1 hit away from death. I don't think that Spirit Bear is going to be able to get the job done. 45 health. OG backing away, leaving Kinguin with at least a chance in this game. But like you're saying, the lack of damage, you know, the IO with a full pipe complete now, but on top of Mech, Urn, keeping these heroes alive, the BKB on Razor, and of course that Savage Roar on Lone Druid. It's so difficult to chase heroes as well, because there is never a chase. With a DP and a Tiny and Enchantress, you want people to run away from you so you can chase them down.
Exactly.
And OG just stand there and say, yeah, chase what? We're not running.
I don't see Kinguin coming back from this. They're so tanky right now. You have level 1 Voodoo Restoration. You have Visp, who's pretty impossible to burst down at this point. Has the mech, has a full pipe finished. Just needs to use the courier. And even if they go on you, they have no BKBs. You can just use Savage Roar to drive them away.
Where's the Radiant Courier? Did it die at some point? Yeah, it's dead for 1 minute and 40 seconds.
Yes.
Oh well. Yule Scepter for the Leshrac back in stash. Looks like Lone Druid's buying a Mjolnir. Where's his Spirit Bear? Where's little Bear? Where's his bear gone? It's up top. It's got Raddy on it. Where's the... Oh, I guess it was Maelstrom. It must be Maelstrom on the courier then. I can't see it anywhere, so it would have been Would it be No Tail who got the courier killed?
Maybe No Tail knows something. Maybe you can buy full Mjolnir without Maelstrom. Remember back in Dota 1 days when you needed to, let's say, buy a Dagon or buy Necronomicon, and it says recipe, but you didn't know how to make that.
How do I get lumber?
Yeah. How do I get wood?
And then you tell people just buy an ogre axe and go and chop some wood down, you know? Did quelling blades exist back then? I'm trying to remember. I don't think quelling blades existed back then, right?
No.
Quite a recent item. Okay, Patos chasing the Witch Doctor. Nisha in here with the exorcism, but a quick savage roar, and Katsor dead in the background of this fight. As OG, they're kind of...
That's a second bear.
Oh, yeah, you're right, hey? It's 100 seconds with no bear now. OG, they're going to have to disengage from this. Mid lane, S4 is shoving as hard as he can. And mid lane, the TPs come back as they do need to defend their top and their mid from any kind of aggressive play, but in comes the relocate. They know the TPs have happened. Nisha and Exotic Deer, the two cores, they are left alone, but it doesn't look like Io and Razor have quite enough damage to take them down. Snowball toss. The Shrek in trouble with the Walrus Punch. The suicide will come out as Exotic Deer still being run back towards the base. The damage from Seb, not quite enough through the Nature's attendants. As Nisha, there's a purge, there's a slow, there's a dead DP on my screen. Toss back might save her life though, as a force down towards the fountain. Creates a bit of space and Nisha survives. Kinguin though on their last legs. It's not going to take much. A little breeze and they'll fall over flat on their faces, and in comes the Razor Light. Seb absolutely shredding Katsor, and a quick buyback. Well, it will bring him into the battlefield again, but I just don't see what they can do.
Razor is hasted once you tether him, and No Tail's just doing such a good job with this little Satyr Banisher. He keeps him around the Razor, so when unstable current procs, he purges him after, so it's pretty much just the perma purge.
You can't run away. You can't hide. OG, they're on your doorstep. Have you heard of our Lord and Savior? The flower, No Tail.
Satyr Banisher.
Oh, is it?
That's the cult I would join.
Satyr. I mean, look at the little tattoo on his head. You know he's legit when he's got a face tattoo, right? I bet he's got himself a nice little SoundCloud mixtape going.
Yeah, he's not gonna find any work, but
he's got Thug Life on his knuckles. 7 nipple pierce. Okay, we're gonna stop there. In they go. Patos deep in. Double force stab back, but Razor arrives, and with the Scepter up, he'll drain the damage away from DP. A quick force stab for her, but it's already done. Dead DP, dead Tiny. Buyback only available on one of them, as Katsor is, well, dead as well. Guess what? Dead means dead. Lelsap, why are you going in? You can't do anything to this Razor. Snowball will do absolutely naught. And a triple kill from Seb.
2, 1,
1.5.
Go.
0.314. GG. Kinguin tap out of game number 1. 32 minutes. I had some flashes of brilliance. A few little bits of comeback here and there. But it always felt like OG were the dictators. They were the ones saying, we are going to put ourselves here. You have to deal with us.